Or we could just read the titles of your documents that you have open.
Of the documents I have open?
Or like scroll down. Just, no, a little bit up. Just a little. Copy of fractal presentation. Class schedule next year. Beer. I don't know.
It's the lyrics to the Psycho Stick song.
People whose names I need to know because I live with them.
Oh my god.
that was for dorm. Thanks. Hey,
People who is named I need to know because I live with them.
All right,
Okay.
Andra, Mia's roommate, Alora, Ahura, Mia, Carolina, Melissa, Ellie,
Carolina
Katie,
was a K.
Haley. Is it really?
Yes.
Show, Josh, Michael, Roy, Beef, Angus, Bradley.
Hadley. Hadster. Perfect.
Okay. So that could be an intro, but aside from that, I don't really know what else I've got. You could read your poem, Aiden. That might be good.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Wait,
Here,
can you read from the snags, please?
I did that. We already did that.
You already did that? Fuck.
It's a very short poem, and Bradley, as soon as it's done, and you'll know when it's done, just start the tagline stuff, you know?
Sounds good.
He got good punches. He got good kicks. But most of all, he got 2 dicks.
Good ideas. What the fuck, Aiden? Good ideas of brain trust your brain can trust. It's a comedy podcast where we find creative, actionable solutions to our real-life problems.
I'm Aiden Kinsella.
I'm Bradley Berklich.
And I am the guest this week, Hadley Seymour.
And this is Good Idea. Oh, man. Welcome, Hadley.
Thank you.
Hi, Hadley. Good
Hadley,
to see you.
Who are you? What are you about?
I am about a 5'7" human who you go to school with, Bradley.
Oh, she twisted your words, Bradley, into a joke.
Hell yeah.
I thought that was the point of the show.
Yeah.
We do that
Okay.
sometimes on this podcast.
Okay, perfect.
Hadley goes to Kenyon College, which is, it's a fun
Yo,
little
it's
school.
420 on 420.
It is. Oh, is it right now?
Guys, yeah, right now.
We're an hour ahead. Aiden.
I'm really sorry.
It was an hour ago.
Oh man, that's too bad. I'm sorry to hear you're missing out.
It is 420. It's Kenyon College's national holiday. Everyone left my a cappella rehearsal to go smoke weed. So that was lit. It's been fun. Hadley goes to Kenyon with me. Hadley's from Lake Forest. She's
Wait, don't say that. I'm from Lake Bluff.
She's from Lake Bluff. And
how dare you insult her in that way?
Hadley is good friends with Leonard, who we've featured up before on the podcast, and she rolls in a similar crowd. So Hadley,
Yes.
welcome.
Thank you.
Hadley also likes to hang out with boys who like to light things on fire.
That's a good point.
True. My dad is a firefighter.
That's the main demographic for Hadley.
If it's on fire, I'm there.
It's because you like to. It's because you like to piss off your dad.
Actually,
I date arsonists to piss off my firefighter dad. Hey Yahoo, help!
No, he uses his title as firefighter to be able to light things on fire because he knows he can put it out.
I mean, I think that's kind of how a lot of things operate. So, like, if you also know how to put it out, then it's okay to light stuff on fire.
No.
I guess is
That's
what
a
I'm
good
trying
point.
to say. I don't know why Hadley didn't think of that.
It's kind of like the Boy Scouts, because I feel like Boy Scouts are sometimes very reckless people, and their whole thing is like, be prepared always or something.
I don't think the always is in there, but I think it would be better if it was
most of the time.
be prepared occasionally. You know, like that would be pretty good. I do think with the Boy Scouts, you don't even get as far as like, I'm going to light things on fire because I know how to put it out. With the Boy Scouts, what you get is, I'm going to light things on fire because I have some matches.
Yeah. That's good.
That's the difference between Boy Scouts and your dad. Other than that, very similar.
It's a great point. So
what have
Aiden,
you guys been up to today? Oh.
What's going on with you? Give us the Aiden rundown first, and then we'll do the
Aiden rundown.
Yeah.
I mean, Joker came out in Super Smash Brothers, so that's been my weekend. I guess not weekend, but like last couple of days. The Nintendo was like, oh, we can't release it right now because our servers crashed. Because every time they release a new character, that fucking happens, and they're never ready for it.
Batman, Joker.
No, not Batman. Joker. They did not put Joker in Smash Brothers. Joker from Persona. Joker from Persona.
Okay.
Although we could do a funny bit about what Smash would be like if I think it would go a little something like this if Smash was Batman.
Okay.
Oh, no, I was going to say there would be guns, but actually the new character Joker just has a gun and his neutral special is just called Gun. That's not even a joke. I was going to do a bit about how edgy Smash would be if Joker was in it, but like kind of the whole
gun.
joke already happened. He just has a gun.
They should put Joker in Smash Bros. That would be fun. It's a good time.
What if I'm sure there's other characters named Joker. What if every single one of the 5 fighters on this fighter pass are all clown themed Jokers? They're not clown themed, but they're all Joker. They're all called Joker.
Hadley, does your dad's fire station have Clown Day? Where they all dress up as clowns and celebrate with a clown? I don't know.
Not that I know of. I could ask.
My college does
inform.
Clown Day.
Your college does Clown Day?
No, we actually do Clown Day. We have I've talked about ACPs on here before. We have an ACP where it's just Clown Day. It's not even I'm not shitting you.
What the fuck?
No, we actually have Clown Day.
Okay, that sounds good. It was
so
like
glad. It was on a Saturday in January at some point. It was like the dumbest shit, but it was really funny.
Well, I'm happy it went well. So other than Super Smash Brothers news, what else?
Rocky Horror was last night. So
fun.
My whole body hurts. More than usual.
Of course.
Flex too much. Dance too hard. Twerk too fast. Twerk too fast in the Furious 7.
Work hard, twerk hard.
Exactly.
Hadley Seymour, 2019.
420.
It's one of those motivational posters. Inspiration, leadership, twerkability. And there's a picture of like a bunch of people twerking with the sun setting behind them.
I endorse you on LinkedIn for twerkability.
Yeah, I'm gonna put that on my resume.
Yeah.
Ability to twerk well with
Ability
others.
to really twerk it.
Ability to twerk well with others. Oh man.
Can get down. Love to party.
Indeed.
Hire me, please. Hey, you guys know the break room? You know that's where I'm at.
That's what Google really needs. They've been looking for like people who can do computers and shit. Twerk time.
Google doesn't just need people who do computers and shit. I think Google has a department of people that's just supposed to be there and look like they're having a good time.
The satisfied employees division.
The double plus good workers division. Because that's where we're headed. Google.
Yeah, it is. That's sad.
As we speak, they're like dispatching people to my house because I have Chrome open on my computer.
They're listening. Watch the hell out.
Oh no, the 8-directional bike for multiple people is here. It's waiting. It's all black and it's waiting outside and it has tinted windows somehow. It's very scary.
I'm picturing a bicycle, like a unicycle, but instead of a wheel, it's just a ball on the bottom of it, and the people are stacked on top of each other, sort of in the Dr. Seuss
So like
fashion.
from the movie Robots.
Am I ripping that from Robots?
Like they had all the robots moved around with like a big ball under them that was like a trackpad wheel.
Well,
the movie Robots.
You made me think about robots, so that's my thinking about robots moment for the year.
Allocated time to think about robots. Check. I don't have to do that one again until next April. What have you guys been up to today, yesterday? Only those 2 days though, because fuck you.
Hadley was telling me about we've torn down our old library. We're building a new library.
You and Hadley?
Yep,
together
as a team.
Wow.
The Building and Grounds Committee.
I look really hot in construction gear.
So they're destroying the old library.
It's been destroyed.
And they dig big hole for new library to put in.
Dig big hole.
Yeah.
Underground secret library like in Avatar The Last Airbender.
They're giving tours, oddly enough. So Hadley went on a tour on Friday.
Okay.
And this is her report.
I saw some dirt.
I feel like you weren't really prepared for this report, Hadley.
Bradley, when I asked him, hey, Bradley, do I need to prepare for anything? He's like, no, I just kind of wing it.
That's kind of a prank that we do to new listeners. I mean, recorders.
Not really.
where we say you don't have to prepare for anything, but then we have like a whole an essay portion.
Oh yeah,
you're gonna have to do.
Oops.
It's kind of like the
It is the Passat.
It's the Passat. But anyways,
it's the podcast SAT. Tell me about your secret library.
My secret library has a garage underneath, which will have 283 parking spots.
Oh
But
man,
that
dude, you could
means-
fit so many books in each of those.
Yeah, I know. Crazy, right? Sadly, it's going to be your plain old library with, there's this metal sculpture that will be placed in the middle of the quad between a new academic building and the library. I truly think Graham Gund is behind all of this. They haven't announced it yet. He's there.
The metal sculpture looks like the liquid Terminator.
Yes, it does.
It's horrifying.
Good
Also,
content.
In other news, I lent Bradley a pen in class, and I see it. I see it on his desk, and he's officially on my blacklist.
I just gave it to you. I handed it to you.
Yes, just now, but...
I forgot. I was gonna do it, but now I remembered. So we're all good.
Are we?
Okay, well you can leave. But I had
You could go.
Yeah. Last night I had my stand-up comedy fun special. Our not a special. A stand-up comedy performance for the second half of the year, which is cool.
That's seems like a long time to perform a comedy performance for.
It's a whole thing.
The whole second
it was
half
good.
of the year.
And then on 420, Tig Notaro.
Oh, dude, epic.
Today.
That's today.
Tig Notaro is coming.
It's going to be really fun.
And the president of our stand-up comedy club is opening for her, and we will go see her, and she will be funny, and she will not be like Pete Davidson, who came last year and was high on stage. Why do we book Pete Davidson? Why do we keep booking comedians on 420? What the fuck is up with that?
I think it's a great idea.
It really is a good idea, though.
And Pete Davidson's bits were he insulted Gambier by saying Gambier over and over again, then pulled up memes on his phone to show us.
That's actually extremely
Why are we talking
funny.
about this when we weren't there?
We weren't there, but I'm speaking as the collective Kenyan.
Here's the thing. Bradley has joined the Kenyan hive mind. Okay, you got to go through the Minecraft server, but they let you in. Even if you're not in the frat, you just have to do the secret knock.
I love the secret Minecraft server.
The secret Minecraft server for the secret library. By the way, in that garage, they can only park Volkswagen Riedels.
What is a Riedel?
Riedels.
Ah, yes. Thank you.
Read like a book.
Anyways, back to Bradley's performance. All my friends said Bradley did the best, but enjoyed the story about this senior getting scammed and buying a bunch of iTunes gift cards. So yours was the best stand-up. His was the best story.
Well, thank you very much.
Bradley,
that's the official review from the people. So today is my parents' anniversary. 420.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
What do you think is an appropriate anniversary gift to get for a day like today?
An e-card? Reading it.
An e-card.
Yeah.
Not even a paper card.
You can't get him a real card.
Why not, Bradley? Now, why not just a weed card? It's just 3 extra letters that you have to add on there. That's something.
Okay. I was thinking more like a physical thing to give them.
Do they like bongs?
Both of my parents have never smoked weed.
Okay, then this is
okay.
Not the
See,
day for
then
that.
that's exactly what they need to do.
Okay.
No.
Then you've answered the question for yourself.
Okay.
Is that not the answer? Right? I'm over here trying to think of a pun on like, oh, there we go, jewelry, something you could smoke because it's like their anniversary.
Do you want to know the most vile thing our music director did today?
What?
He took a drag and then blew it out through his pitch pipe to give us a note.
Oh, that's good content.
Is this who I think it is?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, no.
That was Jewel.
Wait.
But it was still Jewel.
Okay.
Right through,
I have a question, Hadley.
Yes.
Are your parents good friends?
What is that supposed to mean?
Well, you know how you're supposed to marry your best friend? Are your parents good friends?
Oh, very good friends. Good pals.
Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. Maybe a necklace that says, like, best buds, and then there's, like, a winky face, and then it's a locket that you could store a gram of weed in.
Okay.
It says best buds.
What
You
else?
know-
What else are your parents into? What else do they like?
Well, my dad likes fire.
Okay.
So he likes to blaze, is what you're saying.
Ooh, actually, I'll be
Yeah,
right back.
true.
I have the gift for your dad.
Oh, you do?
It's weed. That's right.
What is in there? Oh my. Why do you have instant ignite in your room? This is worse than having a candle in your room.
I can't take you anywhere.
Okay.
Wait,
And it's.
you can have that
I can?
for your dad. Yeah. If you have to give it to your dad.
Okay.
Nice. All right. That's the
What's
perfect gift.
great about this is I don't even have any idea what's happening.
I have given Hadley I don't know what this is. A
This
container.
is a bottle of lighter fluid.
1 quart of lighter fluid. It is Char King
Okay.
Instant Ignite Lighter Fluid Liquido Encendedor. And the price tag was $4.25. And I've crossed out the 5 and I've written an O. And now it says their anniversary on it and it's fire. So this is the gift for your dad.
That's a really
It's
good
not
gift.
an O, it's a 0.
I think-
off.
Bradley, that incorporates so much stuff for just out of what Hadley's parents are really into. I think you really put a lot of thought into that gift.
It was pretty
Have
good.
either of you ever what is the best gift each of you have given ever?
Given
in
or
your opinion?
received?
Given or
Okay.
received. You know what? You could talk about either. Which is more interesting to you?
When I was younger, I had a big fascination with maraschino cherries.
So the
And-
shitty cherries that that instead of throwing them out, they put a bunch of sugar and red dye in them
Yes.
to make them look not shitty.
So for Christmas, Santa got me a large jar of maraschino cherries. And honestly, I think that was still one of the best Christmas presents I've ever received and probably one of the cheapest. So really,
Valid.
money doesn't always buy happiness.
But Hadley, I have a question for you then. What did you do? It's a 2-part question. What did you do with those maraschino cherries? Like, how did you use them? How did you ration them out to yourself over what time period? And if you could do it over, what would you do with that big bottle or jar of maraschino cherries now?
I wasn't keeping count, but I think that was over 2 parts. But okay, we'll start at the beginning. What did I do with them? I put them on top of ice cream.
Okay.
And
Like
with
the
the
whole
juice,
jar on top of one ice cream?
No, the cherries.
No, I'm
I would put
saying how many cherries on each ice cream?
I'm gonna go with 2.
Okay.
Final answer.
You've won $1 million. That's correct.
Thank you. And
Congratulations.
with the juice that it came with, we would make homemade Shirley Temples.
Ooh.
So we'd put the juice in with Sprite. If Sprite didn't need more sugar, we were like, wait, no. let's add this red sugar juice.
See
Yeah.
what happens. Oh, we've made Sprite cherry.
Ooh.
I'm down.
No, Shirley
Yum.
Temples are way better than Sprite cherry. Bradley, how about you? Oh wait, hold on, Hadley, what would you do now?
With the cherries?
Yeah. You get to do it over. You have all of the knowledge
you
of
could do
today.
it all again. What would you do?
You could do this all again.
Okay, so I'd tie all the cherries together by their stems and make one
with
of those.
your tongue?
No.
Or no?
No, we're
No.
getting crafty here, Aiden. And
Okay.
I would make a flower crown out of the cherries.
That would be a really
Super
big
sticky
sticky flower crown.
Jesus hoops.
Because I think of like cherry blossoms. And those are pretty.
Yeah.
And
And
hey,
then-
can we start calling Halos Jesus hoops? Jesus.
Do you know?
I don't think Jesus had this hoop. If-
you made a cherry Jesus hoop.
So I have 2 points I'd like to make. One was yesterday I had to explain to my roommate the concept of holiday whiplash because it was Good Friday, then it was 420, and then it was
No,
tomorrow
today's
it's
also
going to be
Passover. It's
gonna be
420
Easter.
and Passover
Oh,
and
yeah.
Easter.
and say so like I was like Paul, and I like told him about each of them, and he's like I don't know what any of those are. So I'm like, okay, Paul, do you know the Christian religion? He's like, yeah. I'm like, do you know weed? He's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. So you got
I'm like,
the
hashtag
foundation.
praise it, blaze it.
And I'm like, so imagine you had the most hedonistic day of America circumvented with the resurrection of Christ. And he's like, I understand. Second, we went to trivia 2 nights ago, me and my dorm. It was fun. And we ordered, the table ordered 3 Shirley Temples, 1 with extra grenadine, and a plate of chicken fingers. And our waitress called us children. We are all like grown-ass people. And she was like, what am I serving, children? She was like actually mad.
You know what? Fuck that shit. People should be allowed to
really
enjoy what
funny.
they enjoy as long as it's not hurting anybody.
If we're not old enough to drink booze, what's our next best choice? The Shirley Temple.
I think one of them was
Valid.
actually a Roy Rogers, but that may be the same thing.
No, Roy Rogers is with Pepsi or Coke?
That seems like it'd be gross.
No, I've actually had one once, and it wasn't awful, but the Temple still reigns supreme.
I might order a Shirley Temple I'm going to a bar mitzvah in New York. I may order a Shirley Temple at that. I think that might be good.
You are?
Yeah, at the end of the year, I'm going. It's like family friends of my mother's.
Are you going to see Vic?
We may actually see Vic. I don't know, but we will see my aunt. Aiden, have you ever been to a bar mitzvah?
I have.
It's way more fun. They get money and a chair.
They do. They get a whole chair all to themselves.
Do you say aunt or aunt?
Aunt if I'm talking about the bug. Aunt if I'm talking about my aunt. And aunt if I'm talking about my aunt.
Wait. Okay.
So if it's like, wait, I had like a thing for this. It might be like aunt if I'm talking about a specific person, or aunt if I'm talking about a specific person, but aunt if I'm talking about like the group of people known as aunts, or aunt if I'm talking about the group of people known as aunts, but I can't remember which is which.
Okay.
So I know I use them interchangeably, but I'm not sure how interchangeably or in what way.
Aiden, what about you? Aunt or aunt?
Well, it depends, right? Because it's going to be
or are you aunt?
No, it depends, because like I'm gonna use aunt, right? I'm gonna use aunt because that's correct, and I'm gonna not use aunt because that's wrong. And so what it depended on was the fact that one of them was right and one of them is wrong. So
what do you do when you go outside and you're like, look at all these aunts on the ground, the little aunts?
Those are ants, because now you're talking about a different word, Bradley. I do want to begin to insist on calling Marvel's Ant-Man Aunt-Man and just see where that gets me. Because like, I want to see like if that gets me into any cool situations. Maybe
you get your ass kicked.
I might get my ass kicked, but that's a cool situation, right? I've never been in a fight. I want to see what happens. And I think to tell the story, like the first fight I ever got into, I lost. But it's okay, because the reason I got into it was for something very valiant. I insisted on calling Marvel's Ant-Man Aunt-Man, and I stand by that decision to this day, right?
Oh, man.
That's heroic. That's some heroic shit.
That is some heroic shit. I would fully agree.
Honey, where is my aunt suit?
Oh, man. So I think that may be the full recap. I'm not sure if anything else has been going on with my life.
Let's get into some ideas. I want to start off with something from AJ Generis. That's AJ on Twitter, and I cannot remember his Twitter handle right now. But listen to his podcast straight off the top of my headlines. Shout out AJ. Thanks, AJ. Abolishing time zones and making it the same time everywhere. And Jason Lee replied to this with, that's Jason on Facebook, at AJ Generis, or adding even more specific ones. So we just get rid of all time zones, which I think actually is not a horrible idea, or we make extremely specific ones.
Well, if we get rid of all the time zones, a lot more trains are going to crash.
I mean, yes. I guess you're right. Say what you will about Mussolini, but at least he made the trains run on time.
Wait, can you...
That's important.
Okay.
What?
I just didn't get the joke, but no, it's okay. Keep rolling. I said
we're going to keep rolling. So,
like the trains.
like the trains that Mussolini made run so on time, so punctually.
So the joke about Mussolini and the trains, or the joke about trains in general?
I just don't see why trains are funny.
Well, so like time zones, I believe, were initially invented in the United States for
like a lot of bad things.
Well, okay. Time zones. Why are people like beefing against time zones? What the fuck?
Honestly, fuck time zones.
It's so we don't crash all the trains when we go do train things.
That's just not true.
It is. I'm gonna Google this right now.
Bradley!
I'm sorry. People are shouting at me through my window. Yo, what's up, Darian?
Bradley!
That's Darian?
What are you up to?
Recording a podcast. How are you?
Am I interrupting?
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Okay, bye.
See ya.
She doesn't know she's now being featured.
I don't
Google
know if
has her number now. Here
I don't
comes
know if the mic has picked her up or not. That probably though it'll.
She kind of sounds like a smoker right now, but
There's the
I hope
door.
she doesn't listen.
All right.
I think
So,
abolishing all time zones makes sense, right? Because what's the worst that could happen?
the trains crash.
no, the trains
Why
aren't
would
gonna
the trains
crash.
crash? Why the fuck would the trains
because
crash?
if it's 4 o'clock everywhere, I don't know. I remember.
If it's 4 o'clock everywhere, then all the trains are going to run into each other. I don't think you understand.
No, here it is.
What?
Weather Service Chief Cleveland Abe needed to introduce 4 standard time zones for his weather stations, an idea which he offered to the railroads. Operators of the new railroad lines needed a new time plan that would offer a uniform train schedule for departures and arrivals. 4 standard time zones would... Okay, so I believe it's so not everyone is like in the next town over, like, people in, like, I don't know, like, it's not a different time for all the people in Dallas as it is for us in Chicago. But wait, what the fuck? I'm looking at antiquated time zone laws. So I believe it is a different time for people in Dallas as it is for us in Chicago.
It is.
But
Wait, actually, no, it isn't.
well, this is the old map, but now it's including Ohio. But Ohio
No, so I know Texas is still in ours, but cut it off at Indiana.
Oh,
and just go straight down.
Texas is still in ours. This
Well,
is
you
ours.
guys
Oh,
argue
okay.
about
No.
arbitrary
Okay, fuck
time
off.
distinctions.
Okay.
I got...
Aiden, so it is the same time in Dallas as it is in Illinois, but arguably, like, the actual time there, it should be, like, 2 hours behind or something. But that's just because we have it arbitrarily. But if you had it 2 hours behind, nobody knows what time it is in the town, so they arrive and they're like, well, we left 20 minutes ago, so it must be, like, 20 minutes past. And someone's like, well, it's actually, like, 45 minutes past, because we're where we are, and then all the trains crash. Because everyone's confused.
I think we're a smart enough society now where we don't need time zones.
Well,
I don't
I
think the
think-
trains are going to crash.
do you think, like, so what time do you think it should be now? If we're in Ohio, what time do you think it should be?
Well, no, then that means I have an ethnocentric point of view. Of course, I would want it to be my time now. But
Just
I
a
think,
second.
Yes.
Can I come in? Because I agree with you, Hadley.
Okay.
Completely agree with you. We're going with Greenwich Mean Time, and that's the time that it's going to be everywhere forever. That's it. And I don't mean like time's still going to pass and it's going to be whatever it is in Greenwich Mean Time as time goes on. It's just like if it is 5:40 in Greenwich right now, then that is what time it is for the rest of all of forever. And that simplifies everything because then no one is ever confused about what time it is.
We can't use
Boom.
Greenwich time because they spell their name wrong.
That's a fair point. Next idea. I have to pee really bad, so I'm going to go
All right.
do that.
Let's go take a quick break. Remember to mute.
Take a quick piss break.
I don't want to hear that.
That's a good point. All right. Also, so Greenwich spells it fucking Greenwich, which is just patently wrong.
But hear me out here. If the time zones disappear and it's the same time everywhere, the only thing that's freaking us out is like, oh, it's still going to be dark.
Yeah, but if
At this time somewhere
everyone's
else,
like,
you should just know where it's dark and where it's light, and then everything else doesn't matter. Time is a social construct.
no, I think all the trains crash. I'm pretty.
I'm
friggin'
sorry.
Sure.
Why are we still held up on
I'm
the
sure
trains?
the trains crash.
The trains are not important in our society anymore.
They do so much stuff.
They do so little stuff now, and honestly, there need to be more trains than there are now.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Like, if I were to build a utopian society, very similar to how the world is now, with just some minor changes, I would love to take a train home from here.
Chronometers changed the game. We call that a clock.
Oh, chrono.
Clock space.
I sound special. Do you know there's chicken tenders tonight for
Oh,
dinner?
that's dope.
Is this recording? Still?
What is what recording?
This.
Yes, it is
Okay.
still recording.
Okay. Oops. Shit.
Where are you going?
No, I'm not going anywhere, but people are already getting chicken strips without me, and that's rude. They left me.
Do you want to go with the part of the gun gang just left, but I'm sure there are still more people.
Oh, I can walk by myself. I'm a strong, independent woman who don't need a walking partner. Is he still in the bathroom? My God.
We're chilling. We're chilling with Silent Aiden. Did you see that thing about Easter eggs that you have to collect around campus?
No.
At Pierce, there's little signs, and there's 200 Easter eggs scattered all around campus, and they have like candy in them, and whoever gets the most will get like a free prize at the Horn. But I've been looking, I've been out and about pretty much fairly regularly.
Out and about.
Yeah, oot and about. And I haven't seen. No, that's not.
Nope.
But that's not.
Nope.
Whatever. And I haven't seen any eggs, and the other people I've
Eggs.
talked to have not seen any other eggs either. It's so distressing. There's Micah and Yandang, and I don't know who that other person is. He had to pee. Is he dead? Aiden, are you dead?
Seizing?
Should we call him back? Maybe his phone died or something. Maybe
But the call wouldn't keep going.
atomic blast, Lake Forest.
Oh my God.
Also, we get invaded by dogs.
That also does happen.
All right, ready to start.
Okay, listen, first of all, I think it's uncool of you that just because Hadley's in the room, you say we've been invaded by dogs. That's just not nice. I don't understand how can you compare her to multiple dogs?
What breed am I?
One dog at best. Hadley, you are one dog at best. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was just offended, Bradley, because you implied she could have been more than one.
That's a good point. But if Hadley was a singular dog, Hadley would be a whatever the dachshund. No,
Ew.
not the dachshund. The Dalmatian. There we go.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I'll abide.
Okay. Sounds
Okay.
good.
All right. So a bidden has been done. This is good idea. Welcome back. I'm gonna do a little bit of a sort of vamping in between the two. Vamping is the wrong word.
It's
I'm gonna
part
do
2.
a segue sort of segment.
Last time
segment.
we talked, we were all at different places except me and Hadley were at Kenny College and Aiden was at Lake Forest College, and now we're all in our hometown of Lake Forest.
Yes, in our home house of Bradley's house.
I live here.
I live here.
Well,
Bradley, we've been meaning to tell you.
it's been
We've
a house with the Hadley and the,
You know how
the
I brought-
Aiden and its walls.
ain't no good ever come from Bradley's house full of Hadleys and Aidens in the Bradley's house.
Good point.
It's nothing.
What was the prompt?
Hey, I had a prompt I wanted to open up with, but before I do that, I'm going to do sort of a second cold open to really break the ice. I just want to talk about a Snapchat I received earlier today, which is I got a friend in high school still who just is finishing up this week, and she has AP Psych, an AP Psych presentation on Thursday, and I asked her what she was presenting on, and the text message I get back is like 2 hours later. It's like a Snapchat of her face, she's smiling. And on it says, suicide in the LGBTQ community, and then a smiley face. And that's her response. And it was the funniest shit. It wasn't that, haha funny. It was just she clearly didn't think it was weird. Because there was no hint of hesitation.
Yeah.
You know, in the because if there was any hesitation, it would have been edited.
Yeah. It would have been Sans smiley
Maybe
face.
Sans smiley face, but I know I had sent some. I think what it was is I sent smiley faces in my question because I overused the double mouthed smiley face emoticon because emojis suck ass.
Double mouth?
Yeah.
When you do it's the colon with 2 parentheses under it.
Oh, yes, thank you.
Yeah, the
I
mouth
thought we
with
were
the
talking
double
about
chin.
the true colored emojis.
No, what I'm saying, that's why I said
Eldritch
emoticons.
horror
My point
emojis.
is,
Yes.
I don't like regular emojis. I think they suck ass except for the hearts and the blushy ones because those are cute and the flowers.
Okay.
Hot take.
Hot take.
I wouldn't say it's that hot.
It's not hot. It's more romantic.
I like the Eiffel Tower one.
Yeah,
I also
So
like
niche.
I like the mecha brick because one time we just had a group chat named that. Nobody could figure out why.
I think it's very United States centric of you to say that the Eiffel Tower is a niche interest, niche interest emoji. I can't imagine anyone would be into that emoji.
Very unique.
Who likes the Eiffel Tower? Where even is that?
The white girl.
Yeah, study abroad.
Yeah,
the White Girl Tower.
The Notre Dame.
It hurt me personally. I was there. I saw
Is it too early to joke about it burning, or
I think we can joke about it because it's
the people
funny.
who posted about
It was the
not
people-
the actual burn.
Well, yeah, no, it's not funny that a beautiful work of art was destroyed.
I want to say
but-
I think
but-
that's funny too, but I don't think that's big for me.
I mean, yeah, comedy equals tragedy.
It's like 8.5 minutes.
No, it's just I think as we move into the digital age, communication gets faster and
Comedy
information-
equals
comedy
tragedy.
equals tragedy now.
Instantaneously,
That's the new
just blurring
formula.
between lines.
That's why all the millennial memes and Gen Z memes are very depressing. Like like the one I made, feeling might die later, IDK though, which was feeling cute, might delete later. I just edited that. It's very funny because comedy equals tragedy.
That's good.
So
I like that.
it's changed.
We're getting into sociology now.
We are. And as a study of comedy, and I almost said communism, as a studier, I also said that one wrong. So as a studier of comedy, a student of comedy, that's the word. Third time's the charm. Hadley, go ahead.
About what?
You just had a point.
Oh, you had a point, and I just repeated myself 3 times and gave up.
Oh, well, I was too focused on you know, getting to that point, and I completely forgot what I was about to say.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Did we ever go over the prompt?
No, I was about to tell you the prompt. So
Okay.
it's I think it's good. This one's from my own brain, and I came up with it this morning, and I really want to flesh it out because I kind of actually am thinking about doing this. You know that like college-educated worm that used to hang out in apples all the time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought he was a professor. I didn't think he graduated.
Or did he have a
Well, if he's a professor, then he's-
graduation cap on?
Well, I thought
if you're a professor, you wear the cap too. Like it's like the same.
Yeah, all
it's
my
like
professors
college
do that.
educated.
That's why I said college-educated. That's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
specific
Well,
phrase. that I used.
college educated, but also college professor.
Okay, but I don't know that we can assume college. I don't think we can take that leap. Maybe for this musical, we do take that leap, and that's
He
what I was
lives
about to
in
say.
an apple.
So
Okay, but where is he going to school?
hold on. He's already
How-
finished school.
How do they get educated?
He's a graduate.
He went to
This is
St. Olaf.
Okay, cool.
Yeah?
PhD at Stanford. Yeah.
okay. That's great, Lol.
That's a
But
choice.
I need a musical about this college-educated worm, and I need it to be very, very They Might Be Giants inspired because
You
the
want me to
musical
make
will be
Dr.
called
Worm?
Dr. Worm, and then. And I don't.
This prompt entirely pivots on whether our audience, and by extension,
You have anyone listening to this show legally has to know what Dr. Worm is, or they probably won't get any of the other jokes I make. Like if you don't get the jokes that I make, or you don't know what Dr. Worm is.
I don't know what Dr. Worm is.
Okay, but how often I feel like when you and I interact is there you looking at me in confusion because you don't understand the shit I just said?
No,
not because you're unintelligent, because I say dumb shit.
I understand what you're saying. I
Okay.
just don't understand what you're saying it is.
That's yeah. So you do not understand.
Dr. Worm is a They Might Be Giants.
Here, I'll
song.
find it. You
Okay.
tell me. You tell
No,
me some more.
It's-
I'll just play a little bit of it. It's important.
about a guy. It's about a worm
Okay.
who plays the drums. His stage name is Dr. Worm. He's not a real doctor, but he is a real worm,
Okay.
and he likes to play the drums.
But I am a real worm. I am an actual worm.
Okay, I've
He
heard.
he thinks he's getting better,
Yep.
but he can also handle criticism.
Okay.
Yeah.
And his friend plays the rabbi plays air guitar or regular guitar, I think.
Okay. So I think
So, Aiden, is the musical about?
It's a musical college-educated worm. Does it have to contain what?
Does it have to contain the song?
No. Sir, it is a separate entity. I actually came up with the idea for this show. Unlike my usual shit, this was not a pun joke initially. I just thought it was funny to say that the college-educated worm that used to hang out in apples all the time, and then I thought it would be good to maybe do something with that. So, what's he up to these days?
So wait, this musical is post-graduation.
It's post-grad. He's gone to grad school.
Yes.
He's Dr. Worm is his name.
Okay, so does Dr. Worm have a job?
Well, he's named for his profession.
Is he a
Like, 'cause-
doctorate or is he a I think he's a professor.
Is he a professor?
Barnard.
I don't get it.
That's just where he teaches.
Oh, okay, got it.
He's a professor.
He's Professor Worm, Dr. Worm also.
Yeah, Dr. Worm.
Dr. Worm.
It's cold up there. Well, if he went to St. Olaf's, he's used to it.
Yeah, but
He's
worms
fine.
have like 7 hearts, so they can generate like 7 times as much heat.
That seems like way too many hearts.
That seems like too many hearts,
That seems like
Cut down that worm's health bar.
too many.
I think if you cut the worm into segments, you cut the worm's health bar.
Okay.
A little bit. But then you make 2 smaller worms. It's sort of like one of those slimes in video games where you hit it and it explodes into a bunch of smaller slimes.
Master's degree worms.
Master's degree worms.
One more time in terms of the bachelor.
That's good. Then you get like a community college worm.
Yeah.
I do like the idea of this hierarchy of worms that maybe this musical is exploring, and it's about a young worm who maybe starts as like a high school educated worm. And then at the opening song is exploring sort of his life struggles, and he like barely graduated high school, and he had to work as like a paint salesman in the summer to pay off
his mentor. I feel like the mentor could be
the mentor character is important.
Role.
I agree.
Are we sticking with Animal Bug Kingdom?
Well, maybe it's a bird, because your mentor should be able to kick your ass.
It could be.
It's just a dude. It's like Stuart Little. They're all just humans, and it's like, what do you? Well, we gave birth to a worm.
I like the idea.
I love it. If it was like Stuart Little, and like I would love to go to a class where the professor was a fucking worm. I would.
Class canceled. Couldn't get there in time. Sorry.
Yes, class canceled. Snowy.
Class canceled below 85 degrees. Couldn't be forced to get out of my house.
Excuse me, Professor. Why aren't we using the metric system in here? Isn't that a much more scientific? Son, listen. In this here we only inch. Wink, wink. Because he's a professor, so he makes dad jokes because he's like a dad.
Do you think do you think like one of the main struggles is trying not to get accidentally killed in the hallways of Dr.
I think that's definitely one of the main struggles. I also think he has khaki pants, but it's just khaki pant. It's just one.
Does it have a hole at the end, or
it's one. It's just like one hole. It's just a hole. One singular hole.
It's almost like a straw.
Yeah, exactly.
Like khaki.
PJ Glandon.
There's the episode of Good Idea it's just one hole. That's what it is.
It is just
one hole. So it's a khaki hole, and then he has a worm belt that's made of another worm.
It's khaki.
His wife.
No, I don't like that one. I'm vetoing that one.
His husband.
Also vetoing that one. Equally as bad.
You don't want the husbands to have their worms wrapped around each other?
The same, but equal.
That's never equal.
The same?
Yeah.
I think we're talking
plot twist, worms don't have gender.
That's true. That's not even a plot. No, neither do dogs. Nothing has... Gender's fake. Fuck gender, honestly.
Gender is a social construct. Learn that in
It's defined as a social construct, even in the dictionary.
Do worms have sex?
Yes, all the time.
Yes.
They're very nasty creatures. Very dirty boys.
There are sexes, but not genders.
No, did you get the joke?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then, like, there's, like, the asexual worms, like the platyhelminthes, that are... Or not asexual, they're hermaphrodites. Worms tend to be hermaphrodites, or wormaphrodites, if you will. Flatworms. So they're not having...
So we're being mean to the curvy worms?
No, we are not
What
being mean to the
happens?
curvy worms, because they can have sex.
Okay.
I'm saying flatworms don't have sex, though.
This just proves
Well,
that
then what
thick
about the flat
thick chicks
girls?
get it.
Because
What about the poor girls who are flat?
Hadley,
Yeah.
I like big butts and I cannot lie.
Okay. True. Okay.
Even white boys gotta shout.
So, back to Dr. Worm.
Back to Dr. Worm. Continue?
Well, I was sort of picturing maybe the musical is about his struggle getting tenure at the college. Nobody takes him seriously because
he's a fucking worm.
Because he went to St. Olaf and really
Yeah. No, that's good.
But-
So
and
his
then-
graduate degree means nothing?
And in Stanford, yeah. Well, I mean, it's only Stanford.
Maybe, and
He's not part of the Ivy League, so they all give him shit, even though he teaches at Barnard. I mean, it's
But he
sort
couldn't
of...
go to the Ivies because it was cold. You know? Stanford was a warm choice.
but like,
you know?
Where is Stanford?
California.
I think
Isn't it Northern California? Never mind, doesn't matter.
I have an idea. I think the worm is. What's he a
Hey,
professor
Siri.
of? Because okay.
Where is Stanford?
Okay. One option is Stanford University on Sarah Mullins.
Yeah, I think it's in the university.
Temperature of Stanford?
Hey Siri, how cold is it in the Stanford Student Center right now? Yeah, that's true.
I hate Siri. Siri.
I love Siri.
We once had a guest on our podcast, which was Alexa, from
On
I
our
guess
old
technically
podcast.
Google. We just had a Google Home sitting there, and the Google Home faced off against my dad. And my dad
The Google one.
hates the Google Home and tried to get it to kill itself. Could not manage that.
I've been really thinking about this.
Yeah.
So, first of all, what's he a professor of? Economics? I'm imagining him as an economics professor.
No, he's
Math.
not a fuckboy.
Math is good too. Okay, fine. Math is
Let's
math is
try-
Math
good.
or history or like
Let's try
English.
physics.
But here's the thing. I like physics too because
Well,
I think
but
we have that funny inch joke in there.
The worm was a spelling one.
And that's going to be
wasn't
the worm was a spelling board.
No, because then they really won't take him seriously.
No, I want him to be a physics professor, and I want him to suck at it because it's not. Have you watched The Shapes of Stories by Kurt Vonnegut? It's not interesting if he's successful. He's got to go and do a dip, but then he finds
could be
his
a
true
good-
calling. Hold on, just let me finish. Like I haven't even gotten to.
Philosophy?
I've been trying to pitch this for like 10 minutes. He gets his true calling, not as a professor, but as the swim coach. When he realizes that worms don't have to breathe, so he can go underwater forever.
They drown.
No, they don't.
They do.
No,
I've seen
they
them
can. Okay, but they can stay underwater way longer than like a person.
So like worms
Worms.
I
come
see
up
them drown
from
all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand, but they come up. I have a yes, but they can be in the water, and I know because I used to put worms underwater for long periods of time, and they would come out and they'd be alive.
Oh.
And that's the only stereotypical male childhood activity I ever took part in. So, I guess I did
you
other
drown
ones, but
worms?
I did that one unreluctantly. The rest of them were reluctant. Bradley, continue. What?
There's
Shocking
so
development?
So much shit going on
There's
right now.
Well, yeah, the worms. That's what all the dirt is.
Yeah, but why are you drowning the worms?
I wasn't drowning them; they were alive. That's the point.
But
I don't
There
dunk a
was-
swimmer. I don't go find like Mark and submerge him in water.
Well, see, with our lifeguarding stuff that we do at the sports center,
I was just practicing. We were just practicing on the worms. Even then, you knew.
Well, yeah, even when I was a kid, but I'm saying even now, like as part of our prevention, like prevention is worth an ounce of prevention, pound of cure shit. You know, like we will force our patrons under the water so they can practice recovering on their own.
Ounce of prevention, pound of cure.
wait,
No
I
one
need an
gets in the
explanation.
pool.
Do you teach swimming?
No,
you
I'm a
lifeguard?
lifeguard. I just, in order to make sure that no accidents ever happen, I put the swimmers in lots of high risk scenarios so they can practice on their own to get out of them. So they know how to like deal with it.
So you also teach kids how to swim.
Well, it's not really part of my job description. It's more of a vigilante sort of. My boss isn't usually around when I'm at work type situation.
Everyone in the pool.
Yeah. Everybody
Drown.
in the pool.
Drown.
I do think the worm would be good at having khakis though, and he definitely sucks
Khakis.
ass at teaching. He's not a good worm, you know. He's a really kind of shitty worm, actually.
Even as worm standards go, this man, this worm.
Stuart Little. The comparison to Stuart Little is buck wild because I like the idea that Dr. Worm actually can't talk. And that's why he's a shitty professor.
And it just takes him forever, and he never uploads the Moodle notes.
He never uploads the Moodle notes. He just can't. He's too busy, like
He's
in his
like-
fucking hole.
It's like in the blackboard, like with who the fuck employed this worm? And they can't get rid of him because
He's
his uncle,
smaller than the chalk he's writing
his
with.
human uncle, is working at the
It's
college,
kind of wild in Stuart Little, right? That a mouse gets adopted over a human
and they
child.
give him an airplane.
And they give him an airplane. But also kind of more wild would be if at the beginning of Dr. Worm's adoptive parents go into an orphanage with like 70 kids and like a real ass worm.
I don't think he's adopted. I think at the beginning of Stuart Little, there's like a scene where she's giving birth, and then just there's Stuart Little.
Oh yeah. I forgot. I like that a lot.
She cheated on her husband
With a mouse.
with a.
Who fucked the
mouse?
monkey?
Which one, you asshole? Thank God there's no disease you can catch from worm.
Okay, I think we need to do a different prompt.
Except worms.
Except
You
worms.
just get them.
Yeah.
We're gonna do. Welcome to it's Bragg's segment. We're gonna do Battle of the Bands, but for other things.
So just like a fight. Then.
Yeah. So just
kind of like a fight.
yeah. So if we're gonna do Battle of the Bands, but for who gets this woman's purse, the woman or the man attempting to take it, that's just a fight.
I
One person-
like that though because I think in this situation it's Battle of the Bands for other things, which means they're still bands. It's just for
Yeah.
other stuff. So it's like 5 old ladies who are super punk rock, and then like a singer-songwriter named Ed, like an Ed Sheeran ripoff singer-songwriter, and maybe like his roadie
Ted Shaggin.
Ted Shaggin. That's not a band though, so it can't be just him. It has to be like singer, like a folk pop band, maybe something like Ed Sheeran and his backup people.
Ted Shagin and the
Ted Shagin and the backup boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Take it back even further.
Take it back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Battle of the bands. Silly bands or bandana.
Yo, shit. That's good.
Bandana?
Then we don't.
You have to pick which one. Like, would you
Yeah,
want
no,
a silly bands
I see what you're saying.
or like a dope bandana?
That's a pretty fucking dope bandana. I want that bandana.
Okay, so you're a bandana.
I'm definitely going with a
silly
bandana.
bands or
I think-
bandana?
Can I have a very goofy bandana, like a sort of a ridiculous bandana?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'll let you pick your bandana.
Thank you.
I think that
What do you got, Bradley?
I realize silly bands is in fact in reference to the early 2000s trend of having wristbands
Having
that were shaped
some
in silly shapes
Yes.
and not just a very silly band.
No. I'm
It's
talking
like,
about. I'm talking about the.
Oh, look at this!
oh, look at Benfold 5 up here. What a bunch of fucking jokesters.
Oh no, I'm talking about the bracelets.
Okay, I am.
Maybe it's an infighting
Do
thing.
you know they're coming back?
Are
The
they?
Silly bands bracelets? Yeah.
Oh, I was talking about the Benfold 5.
I got so excited,
Yeah.
Hadley. Fuck you. I was so excited. I love Ben Folds.
Are silly bands coming back?
Yeah, I've seen them around lately.
On the awful hipsters at our school?
I mean, just in public.
I'm not going to say that they're not on the awful hipsters at our school, but I'm also not going to say that they're awful hipsters that are at our school.
For my parting gift, for doing all this work, can you get me some?
Silly bands?
Yeah.
Now?
For being on our podcast?
Yeah.
You're welcome.
It's like
For what?
10:33.
For being on our podcast. This is not Silly Band's hour. Hadley, you're going to be famous. We're going to get like over 1,000 downloads this month. I mean, you're going to be in the next month. And we'll probably get over 1,000 downloads next month too.
Yeah.
And that's like not that many, but
I'm helping you
but
out.
it's more downloads
More
than you've
helping
ever
us out.
gotten.
Do you, I can draw
You
you
don't know
a
my
picture of a
What
silly
if I have
band.
a premium snap?
Yo, I got a Jesus Christ, Hadley.
You wouldn't know.
I wouldn't know. You're right. Except.
Aiden, are you about to admit to following a premium
No,
Snapchat
but I
channel?
am about to admit to almost having followed multiple premium Snapchat channels.
It was a dark time.
2019. A few months ago, probably.
I'd just like to say that maybe I have more downloads than you.
Okay.
Why do you have more downloads than me?
I don't have a premium snap, but like
But what? What do you have?
I have
A lot of uploads.
a lot of uploads. 1,000 uploads.
So correlation wise,
Yeah, no.
tons of downloads too.
No.
Um,
I'm going on the record to say I do not have a premium snap. Do not ask me for a premium snap.
We'll put in
do
the
you have a
put in the-
FootPix Venmo account?
I think my feet are too big to have a foot pick.
That's my problem. That's the same issue I run into.
I'm a
only
women's
thing
nine.
stopping me from prostituting my body is my feet are too big.
Bradley, if I could make fucking money to send people pictures of my feet and never have to interact with them, I'd fucking do it. That would be a stupid decision to not do it. I have no issue with other people using me for their gratification. That is not a problem.
But only if it's at my feet. Like, I wouldn't care about my feet. And if you have, like, a hand fetish, so
Well, that's a
I
thing,
can take
too.
pictures of my hands.
Where does it stop?
I don't
I'm
want any
very,
pictures
very
of, like,
open-minded.
my face.
I don't think I would want my face in the
So
images.
if someone had a
Torso-
face fetish, they
So,
I think if I'm putting
Torso, we don't need it.
if I'm putting anything that would not be visible with clothes on in the picture, then my face also should not, and name should also not be attached to the picture.
What if someone has an elbow fetish?
Then I can just take a picture of my
I need to find those people.
Sorry, you said you like penis? No, weenus.
Exactly.
Oh my god. What? You can't. There ain't anything about that though. Like,
I mean,
the elbow?
It's big.
I don't understand. What
It's
were we even talking
It's
about?
fleshy. Silly bands or bandana?
Oh, silly bands.
I'm also team silly bands.
That one's a circle.
Where? That thing?
Yeah, it's a picture.
What does that have to do with
It's a
it?
circle.
It's a band.
You asked for a.
A silly band?
Yeah, I
You made
can't.
me one on a paper towel?
Well,
Yeah,
it's very silly.
it's kind of a goofy band.
It's kind
there,
of a
Hadley.
goofy band because you can't really wear it.
Oh.
Yeah. And you could also use it to mop up some spilled milk.
In terms of Battle of the Bands, if we were just doing it on a voting thing and not the Electoral College where Aiden gets 3 votes and me and Hadley each get half of one, then it's Silly Bands Wins by the popular vote.
Wait, what?
How do we only get half votes?
I'm making a funny Electoral College.
Oh, okay.
I thought that was like a dig at me for like pretending I had more votes.
Oh,
and I was
no.
like, I don't think I did that. I don't recall that. What was I going to say? Oh, did you hear what I said earlier about the band thing maybe being an infighting situation?
Where they just sort of
like
duke it out.
Yeah, like maybe Belle Biv and DeVoe. Do they count as a band? They're a rap group. They're the ones who sang like "Poison, Poison."
No,
that girl is poison.
You could
no
bands which I could name the members of the Beatles.
Okay, it's just Ringo moving really fast, so that's an easy one.
I'm out.
That's good. That's good audio and good knowledge for everybody listening.
You guys now know.
I think the Ben Folds 5 you should be able to name because it's just Ben Folds a bunch of times.
Is it?
It's just
5
They
times.
folded himself
Yeah,
nice.
to make more.
So maybe there's an infighting thing. Does anyone else have any other band ideas?
Just I've been meaning to start a band for a while. We were gonna call ourselves. We haven't actually thought of it yet, but
that's
we
good.
were gonna have guitars and a singer and a drum, maybe a bass if we can swing it. But it was gonna be good.
I think you should, instead of a bass, maybe invest in a bass, like a big mouth Billy bass, to do all your vocals, and maybe some of your instruments.
Maybe just the whole band.
Just the whole band is just a big mouth Billy bass, so it's like he's the whole bass section. The bass
section. Call it Real Big Fish.
The Waka waka. That was very funny. I appreciated that joke. I really appreciated that. For the bands thing, though, I think we should wrap it up, right? We got Battle of the Bands for things that aren't bands. It's just kind of like a literal fight. I do really like that one idea.
Knife edition.
Yeah, the knife edition.
Don't bring a gun.
Don't bring a gun. It's knife hours. Can
Hit that like button if you would knife. Real knife hours.
Who up? Knife like. Who up? Click knife.
If you'd like to interact with us, there are several platforms on which to do it. Submit prompts. You can ask for advertising. You can just hit us up. Just talk. That's cool too. But our Facebook group is Good Idea Podcast. Our Twitter is @GoodIdeaCast. Our Gmail is goodideapodcast@gmail.com. Our Tumblr is @GoodIdeaCast. And our Instagram is GoodIdeaCast. Also @GoodIdeaCast. Thank you so much for listening. Please share the show. We really appreciate it. Leave a like. Do we have a...
We don't... There's no likes.
Leave a like.
Leave a like.
On their Instagram.
On our Instagram.
On our Instagram, do that. You can review us and rate us, though.
Yes.
Which is a really good use of your time because that helps us go up in iTunes. And then as our ratings go up, we can spend more time producing the show.
And we're on all these other platforms that you may not be listening on, but you could if you really wanted to. We're on iTunes, we're on Stitcher, we're on Google Play.
You could do like a round.
Overcast, Libsyn. You could put all of them on at once and go mad slowly in your apartment.
I can't figure out how to get the reverb, but I can upload the podcast to different websites.
What was your favorite idea of the episode?
My favorite idea of the episode?
Yeah.
What was that funny shit you said a minute ago?
What?
I don't know. There was some
all
funny
of it?
Shit. Yeah, I don't know. I thought most of it was serious.
Funny.
Always funny.
Yeah.
90% of the time.
Always funny.
But
100%
you can't be
of
always
90% of the
funny
time.
90% of the time, then you're not always funny.
Well, I'm always funny 90% of the time.
He's 100% of the time, he's 90% of the time, he's funny. 100% of the time, 90% of the time, he's funny.
Okay. Hadley, I'm always funny, but I'm only always funny like 90% of the time.
I'll leave that one to the judge.
That's maybe a 10% time. All right.
The thing about the word funny, Hadley, that's nice is that it does not have to be used in a positive way. So funny could also describe how odd he's being right now.
Or how he looks.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks.
Yeah.
So Aiden's favorite idea.
Well, you're only funny like 90% of the time.
Something funny
so
I said, maybe.
You don't need to take that too personally, what you said about your looks, because you're only funny like 90% of the time. Oh!
My favorite idea of the episode... I can't remember anything that happened.
We talked about Dr. Worm for like 3 hours.
I like Dr. Worm. I'm a big fan. I appreciate him. I hope he gets his tenure. I like his hat. Hadley.
Hadley.
Yeah. Oh, I have to have a favorite idea?
Yeah.
That's what this segment is.
I got it.
You could
Worm segment.
My favorite idea is definitely bringing silly bands back.
Bring silly bands back, 2020 for
Yeah.
president.
That's very good.
Yeah.
Silly.
Oh my gosh.
For silly bands.
Get it to spell out like Buttigieg in silly bands. Okay.
Okay.
I would like to see the presidential candidates going all out and making silly bands for me.
I think
They could get my vote very easily.
I want to see silly bands for all the different religions. Like maybe I can go to Catholic church and then with my Eucharist every week I get another blind bag silly band. Maybe this one's a cross. Maybe next week it's like
Noah's
Moses's or like Moses's beard.
I'm
would be
almost
cool.
positive Vacation Bible School did that. I'm
Yeah,
like
probably.
90%
Maybe
sure
one of them is like
attending.
holy water and
Did
it's
you
like
go
a
to
jelly
VBS
bracelet.
too?
Yeah.
I went and I was a chaperone one year.
I was a
It
counselor.
was scary.
Yeah.
Chester the Chipmunk, remember that guy?
Yeah. Woo!
He scared me as a kid because they still used the puppet. Now it's animated, but
Jesus.
I did not like Chester.
I hated it when Vacation Bible School went from practical effects to CGI. I thought that was a
Really cheap.
really cheap move, yeah. Really lazy.
Aiden, do you have a pick of the week?
Like the big god puppet they used to have was really cool.
That's
Do I
your
have a
pick
pick of the week? The big god puppet that the Vacation Bible School used to have is my pick of the week.
Yes?
Yeah, he looked a
Okay,
lot.
okay.
He looked a lot like Jeffrey Tambor.
That's
It's
good.
weird. No, I don't know
okay.
what my pick of the week. Give me like 1 second. I actually want to answer the question.
Okay.
Okay. I'm ready. My pick of the week is the new streaming service Broadway HD. It's fucking rad. It has like a whole bunch of HD Broadway musicals on it with high quality audio because it's shot by an actual like production company and it's legal. And it's like $9 a month, and they got a shitload of musicals and plays. And I'm sure, like, if it blows up a little bit, which it kind of seems to be, because I see more and more ads for it, it's going to get more shows.
Lit? I don't want to steal Hadley's thunder, so I am going to say...
No, you can steal it.
No.
Steal it, because
My
I
pick of the
other
week is
ideas.
Leonard.
Do you have other ideas?
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
I would
yeah,
like to...
I miss him. Okay.
I would like to wrap both the new Lizzo album, which isn't really new, the new Vampire Weekend album, which is more new, and a rapper I just heard called No Name, who's also very good. So those are my
You're just
How will they
learning about
ever
No
find?
Name?
How will they ever
Oh,
find
come
that
on, bro.
rapper?
I'm so fucking I'm out of the loop. Do you know Steely Dan pretty good?
Yeah.
Just heard him.
Oh
He's doing some real innovative things.
He's doing some cool stuff with the
exclusively
guitar.
listen to Yacht Rock in my car.
Yeah, Yacht
If you
Rock.
don't listen to Yacht Rock, okay, that would be
Something
my
about
pick of
a
the
boat
week. Yacht Rock.
Sitting on the sea.
If you like music and you like feeling like
If you like feeling,
If you like feeling like you own a big
if you like
boat.
pina coladas,
and getting caught in the rain, then you'll like Yacht Rock. Just look up. I bet Spotify has some pretty jamming Yacht Rock.
Samuel Chesler.
Just play Rosanna by Toto, and there's lots of good songs.
if you like yacht rock at midnight,
I do.
you probably like it the rest of the day.
Yeah. So Yacht Rock and yeah, I'll stick with Yacht Rock. I think that represents me as a person. Also, this fidget spinner I've been playing with the entire time.
Thank you guys so much for listening. That was a good idea.
There no longer will be good ideas.
Now we're done. We're done here.
That we're not. And hey, we're not.
We're done.
We're not.
Oh, we're ending.
We're done here. But like we're
I'm
gonna
revoking
be
Aiden's
back.
life.
Fuck.
The Repo Man's coming in. He's repossessing Aiden.
Oh, no. I'm being trapped.